好嗱，今日咧就第二日讀經啦。咁咧尋日就冇大約講喺邊度開始讀啦。咁今日咧就會嗰個範圍咧，其實應該係由利未記26章開始啦。咁就如果15分鐘裡面讀得晒咧，應該係讀到27章嘅34節嘅。咁不過咧，根據尋日嗰個嘅讀嘅速度，應該都係讀到27中間啦，我諗最多。咁咧同埋尋日完咗之後咧，有人提咧就喺右手邊咧開到個中文嘅版本啦。咁今日讀嗰陣咧，又盡量指住下啦，即係 mouse 嗰個位逐個字指住嚟讀下啦。好，今日繼續挑戰呢個英文讀聖經啦。係咯，大家喺側邊可以睇下我有咩讀音，我得閒撳過嚟睇下。好，而家又開始啦。利未記26章1節，撳個鬧鐘先，15分鐘啊，我哋讀。You must not make for yourselves idols, so you must not set up for yourselves a carved image or a pillar, and you must not place a sculpted stone in your land to bow down before it, for I am the Lord your God. You must keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If you walk in my statutes and are sure to obey my commandments, I will give you your rains in their time, so that the land will give its yield, and the trees of the field will produce their fruit. Threshing season will extend for you until the season for harvesting grapes, and the season for harvesting grapes will extend until sowing season. So you will eat your bread until you are satisfied, and you will live securely in your land. I will grant peace in the land so that you will lie down to sleep without anyone terrifying you. I will remove harmful animals from the land, and no sword of war will pass through your land. You will pursue your enemies, and they will fall before you by the sword. 5 of you will pursue 100, and 100 of you will pursue 10,000, and your enemies will fall before you by the sword. I will turn to you, make you fruitful, multiply you, and maintain my confidence with you. You will still be eating stored produce from the previous year, and will have to clean out what is stored from the previous year to make room for new. 讀咗10節，讀咗2分幾鐘啊！我發覺呢個位唔係好得，應該要移一移，聽日再教下。繼續。I will put my tablets 係咪啊 ？tablet 唔識讀添呢個字，呢個係咩啊？呢個係帳幕，唔記得點讀，一陣間查下。In your midst, and I will not 哇！呢個咩嚟㗎 ？I will not abhor 啊！哇！見都未見過。You, I will walk among you, and I will be your God, and you will be my people. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out from the land of Egypt, from being their slaves, and I broke the bars of your yoke, and caused you to walk upright. If, however, you do not obey me and keep all these commandments, if you reject my statutes and 喂呢個咩啊？厭惡係咪啊？離棄厭惡 my regulations, so that you do not keep all my commandments and you break my covenant. I, for my part, will do this to you. I will inflict horror on you, consumption and fever, which diminish eyesight and drain away the vitality of life. You will sow your sin in vain, because your enemies will eat it. I will set my face against you. You will be struck down before your enemies. Those who hate you will rule over you, and you will flee when there is no one pursuing you. 哇，真係讀寫障礙。If, in spite of all these things, you do not obey me, I will discipline you 7 times more on account of your sins. I will break your strong pride and make your sky like iron and your land like bronze. Your strength will be used up in vain. Your land will not give its yield. 喂，撳咗個掣添。And the trees of the land will not produce their fruit. If you walk in whole， 喂，呢個係 whole 咩啊？呢個咩啊？作對 whole 唔識嗰個 accent 添。Against me 跳過 ，and are not willing to obey me, I will increase your affliction 7 times according to your sins. I will send the wild animals against you, and they will bereft you and you of your children. And 咩啊？呢個咩嚟㗎？32節，喂，唔好走啊！呢個係咩嚟㗎？咩 your cattle 啊？吞滅啊 your cattle and diminish your population, so that your roads will be des 咩？死啦！突然間讀唔到個字添，荒涼啊 ！desert 啊 ，desert 啊！ If in spite of these things you do not allow yourselves to be disciplined, and you walk in hosts 咩敵對 against me, then I myself will also walk in 哇咁多呢個字嘅，呢個又要查下 against you and strike you 7 times on account of your sins. I will bring on an avenging sword, a confident vengeance. Although you will gather together into your cities, I will send pestilence among you, and you will be given into enemy hands. When I break off your supply of bread, 10 women will bake your bread in one oven. They will ration your bread by weight, and you will eat and not be satisfied. If in spite of this you do not obey me, but walk in 喂，查唔查到呢個字係咩啊 ？Hostilities against me, I will walk in hostile rage against you, and I myself will also discipline you 7 times on account of your sins. You will eat the flesh of your sons and the flesh of your daughters. I will destroy your high places and cut down your incense altars, and I will stack your dead bodies on top of lifeless bodies of your idols. I will abhor you. I will lay your cities waste and make your sanctuaries desolate, and I will refuse to smell your smoothing. 哇！呢個尋日玩完啦呢個字。 aromas. I myself will make the land desolate, and your enemies will live in it. Will be apart 咩啊 apart 唔識。I will scatter you among the nations and咩啊？喂啊咩嚟㗎呢個？唔知 to soar after you, so your land will become desolate and your cities will become a waste。咁我未去到27章嘅，得返5分鐘啫喎。Then the land will make up for its Sabbaths all the days it lies desolate while you are in the land of your enemies. Then the land will rest and make up its Sabbaths. All the days of the desolation it will have the rest it did not have on your Sabbaths when you lived on it. As for the ones who remain among you, I will bring despair into their hearts in the lands of their enemies. The sound of a blowing leaf will pursue them, and they will flee as one who flees the sword, and will fall down even though there is no pursuer. They will stumble over each other as those who flee before a sword, though there is no pursuer, and there will be no one to take a stand for you before your enemies. You will perish among the nations. The land of your enemies will consume you. As for the ones who remain among you, you will rot. 真係讀寫障礙。You will rot away because of their in the land of your enemies, and they will also rot away because of their incendies which are with them. 呢個係咩字啊？過犯啊。However, when they confess their 呢個過犯 and their 即係佢哋嘅過犯同埋列祖嘅過犯 their incendies which they committed by transpassing against me, by which they also walk in hostility against me, and I myself will walk in hostility against them and bring them into the land of their enemies. And then their uncircumcised hearts become humble, and they make up for their 過犯. I will remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham. And I will remember the land. The land will be abundant by them, in order that it may make up for its Sabbaths, while it is made desolate without them. And they will make up for their 呢個過犯 because they have rejected my regulations and have abhorred my statutes. In spite of this, however, when they are in the land of their enemies, I will not reject them and abhor them to make a complete end of them, to break my covenant with them, for I am the Lord their God. I will remember for them the covenant with their descendants, whom I brought out from the land of Egypt in the sight of the nations, to be their God. I am the Lord. These are the statutes, regulations, and instructions which the Lord established between himself and the at the Mount Sinai through Moses. 好，讀多少少，仲有1分鐘。The Lord spoke to Moses, speak to the 哇！真係唔記得點讀添，尋日讀完有。And tell them when a man makes a special votive offering based on the conversion value of a person to the Lord. The conversion value of the male from 20 years old up to 60 years old is 50呢個冇人查到啦，哇 shekels 啊 by the standard of the sanctuary shekel 係咪咧？ If the person is a female, the conversion value is 13 shekels. If the person is from 5 years old up to 20 years old, the conversion value of the male is 20 shekels. And for the female, 10 shekels. If 哇停啦，去到第5節啦。好，今日讀到咁上下先。哇，真係呢啲好似我自己感覺英文今日有啲進步。應該係好過尋日嘅，不過咧真係呢個利未記實在係太多難讀嘅字啦。好，我哋聽日繼續讀英文。好，咁我哋聽日繼續見，記住自己讀經啊。好，拜拜。